you'll notice that you're looking at images and you're really directly asking yourself, is this something that I want in my life? Or is it not something that I want in my life? With vision boarding, it's that opportunity. It's the experience of asking ourselves these questions. Hi, my name is Courtney Rose. Today in this video, I'm going to be leading you through a very basic one-on-one vision boarding workshop. Tonight, I am leading a group of about 15 women through a vision boarding workshop. It's a 2-hour long workshop. So, and even with 2 hours, I'm not quite sure if we'll all be able to finish our vision boarding. We're going to be kind of really squeezing in as much as we can in as short of a time as possible. So that being said, this video is not going to give justice to my actual vision boarding workshops, but it will kind of give you an idea of what they're like and how I like to lay them out. So I am going to be leading you through a 5-minute mindfulness meditation to start your vision boarding. This is really important for any workshop that I do actually, or circle that I lead. It helps us get into a state of presence, kind of speeds up the process of letting go of some of the baggage that we've carried into the moment with vision boarding or any kind of container where we are carving out time to get more into alignment with what is real for us. Meditation and priming to relax and begin letting go is just of the utmost importance. So I'll be leading you through a 5-minute mindfulness meditation. In my vision boarding workshops, what I do is after the meditation, I facilitate an authentic relating activity. Tonight, I'll be facilitating the noticing game, which is one of my favorite authentic relating activities. It's so simple and it's applicable to so many situations: group environments, small group environments, big group environments, one-on-one environments. If you are wanting to deepen your relationship with your spouse or a really good friend, anyone, the noticing game is such a good one to play. So I'll give you an example of what I do, and you can try it out at home if you'd like to. You can even try this with yourself, ideally by speaking out loud or writing into a journal. But this is something that in a group setting, and after we've primed and relaxed a little bit with meditation, can really help us tune into what is present. And that way we're more aware of these feelings that we're feeling, because sometimes it can just feel like a lot and confusing, and we're not really sure what this is that we're working with, but it's here. And it can be helpful to move those feelings along and move through them by recognizing that they're here, we're feeling, we're thinking, we have stories playing, and once we voice those, we can then move on usually. So before I begin the meditation, what is a vision board and what do I need to make a vision board? Well, there's all kinds of ways to do your visioning. The vision board is one of those OG methods where you have a poster board like this. So these are relatively small poster boards. They're 11 by 14. These are what I'm using in the women's workshop tonight. Typically, I use much bigger poster boards, but it really depends on where you're thinking of hanging this thing. That's something that in the vision board community is a topic of debate, actually, kind of controversial. Should I hang this thing up with my family around? Should I not? It is so individual as far as how open you want to be with your visions, your intentions, your aspirations, your values. It's totally up to you and depends on like how are things with you and your spouse and your children or your roommates. Like it really depends on you and what you feel comfortable and called to do. So if you're not comfortable with a poster board, you can also use index cards. You can use a journal, a vision book, if you will. You can also use your phone, and on the go, this is a great way to accumulate a vision board is by looking up pictures. If there's something that you're feeling called to move towards in your life, sometimes these things are very specific. Sometimes we notice we're experiencing something that we would prefer to experience a different way, whether that's in our relationships, our job, our personal lives, how we take care of ourselves, our lifestyles, our material surroundings, necessities, whatever it may be. When you're noticing that I would really like to move towards this looking this way, then that could be a great opportunity to hit up old Google and type in a search term, go to the images tab, and save any images that really light you up and feel like if that was what I was experiencing in my life, that would be the next level for me. Save it to a vision board album on your phone and look through it. When you're feeling a little stuck, you can go right to your phone and the album there and look through the pictures and just take a few minutes. Sometimes it only takes 60 seconds to get to a place that feels energetically more aligned than how you were feeling 60 seconds ago. I know this all can sound a little woo-woo and a little out there for plenty of people, but it is something that's really valuable to me, and it's just really easy and accessible. A great way to remember what it is that you're here for. What's my purpose? And what am I working every day for again? Because it can get easy to forget. There's a lot going on in this world, and it can be really helpful to have reminders. What else do you need if you're doing a vision poster board? Scissors. Gotta have scissors. Because we'll be cutting out images from magazines. Yeah, I have a lot of like Better Homes and Gardens, Southern Living. I inherit these magazines from my mother, primarily. Today's Woman. Magazines are a little pricey these days, so I kind of get what I can. Because I'd rather not pay for magazines. One day though, maybe I'll put that on my vision board, paying for all the magazines I want, because sometimes I see plenty of magazines that I want to buy, but I'm like, oh, $10 for a magazine? I don't know. So just work with what you got. You will be surprised. Like even my husband, who is, very much male oriented, he can work with this for sure and come up with a stellar vision board. It may take some creativity and imagination, but there's a lot you can work with from magazines. You would be surprised. So we're going to be cutting out images from the magazine. And what else do you need? Glue. You can use some good old Elmer's, liquid glue. Glue sticks are also great for vision boarding. And what are we going for here with the vision board? Really what we're going for is to discover what it is that feels good for us. This vision board workshop that I'm leading tonight, this is going to be the very first time that a lot of these women have even attempted to recognize what images that they're seeing light them up and what they want to take and implant onto something that is very real, very much here, very much something that they can revisit when they're feeling stuck. And this is a really powerful exercise. It may seem a little lame when you're first thinking about it. But as you get into it, you'll notice that you're looking at images and you're really directly asking yourself, is this something that I want in my life? Or is it not something that I want in my life? With vision boarding, it's that opportunity. It's the experience of asking ourselves these questions. Is this something that I want more of? Is a beautiful garden something that is really important to me in the next few months or in the next year ahead or in my life in general? Oh, here's this picture of a happy couple. Do I have this in my life right now? If not, is this something that I would like in my life right now? And if so, then I'm going to put it on my vision board and I'm going to trust that this is attainable for me. It's kind of like a fun way to have a conversation with the all, the consciousness that is always operating through us and around us. And only through having that conversation can we really direct our reality and direct what we are open to receiving in our lives. So that's what a vision board is all about. It's really just about having that conversation and continuing to have that conversation as we move through our days. So when we make a vision board, the intention is that we'll be revisiting the vision board. Maybe we're not hanging it up on our refrigerator, maybe we are. But the point is that when we're in a place where we're not really sure where we're headed, the vision board is a roadmap. We can pull it out, we can look at it, we can sit in front of it and just, even if it's for 2 minutes, even if it's for 60 seconds, it is a really powerful way to reorient ourselves into remembering what it is that we really want, what we're here for. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a vision board that I made. I made this vision board in particular with my husband, which is another really powerful exercise. Again, it's a conversation with the people that are really important to us in our lives, whether that's your spouse, whether that's your roommate, whether that's your parents or your kids. Depending on their ages, it can be a little hard to make a vision board with a 3-year-old, but hey, I've done it with when my son was 4. I did a vision board with him. It didn't exactly make it all the way onto poster board. When he was 4, we did it again when he was 5, and it was a little easier to navigate. But even just having the conversation, looking through a magazine, how about this? Would you like to see this in our lives? Nah, which could be a whole thing. Like, really? You don't want us to have an SUV? I really want to have an SUV. You may have never had that conversation before until you're actually engaging and asking questions about what you want and what you don't want. So I highly recommend you to find a time to, like a date night, or if you're sitting around the house with your kids and you're not sure what to do, if you have magazines, that can be a really fun thing to do, and it helps everybody get on the same page. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so this is the vision board that my husband and I made together on a date night. This was one of the first nights that we had alone after our daughter was born. So she's now 16 months. And we made this vision board October of 2021. So that is, wow, it's been 9 months since we made this vision board. And you can see there's definitely a theme going on here, like a home improvement theme, but there's also values that you'll see in the form of words and images. It's really fun when you're making a vision board to combine the two, words and images. You see on here, labor of love, we're all in this together, health, live life smiling, functional and peaceful, make it your most amazing autumn ever. And you see pictures of, there's quite a few pictures in here of windows I see as a theme, lots of light, outdoors. You see some homes in here and some like kitchen appliances that we obviously want to redo our kitchen. You see a bed, like a nice bed, gardens, and pictures of kids playing, and a woman stretching, and there's definitely a vibe. And as you can see, if you look closely, this is pinned to a wall, which is actually in our bedroom. So we are clearly vision board enthusiasts. Anybody that pins their vision board to their bedroom wall is all about it, which we are. So I've looked at this vision board. I will say it's one of those things that even though it's there all the time, I don't notice it all the time. But sometimes, like this morning, for instance, I was getting dressed and I was braiding my hair, and sometimes you do things just kind of standing there, and your mind starts to wander because you can't really move while you're doing said things. So I was braiding my hair and I just found myself staring at the wall, and I wasn't even intending to, but I realized that I was looking at this vision board, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here's our vision board that we made last October. And wow, I should really take this down and take this to my vision board workshop that I'm hosting tonight. And honestly, like, I just forget it's there more often than not. But sometimes as I'm getting out of bed, or like I said, doing something monotonous where I can't really move, braiding my hair, I will take the time to look at this and ask myself, like, where are we at with these things? So yeah, this was 9 months ago. And when I look at this vision board, there are quite a few things on here that we have really created in our lives, and I'm really proud of. And things like the garden scenes, the landscaping, we have put a lot of intention and loving energy into creating our space at home. And my husband in particular has the green thumb, so he's done a lot with the gardens and landscaping, and our backyard just looks freaking beautiful. And there have been times where I've been out, say like at Home Depot, or I'm just driving around kind of like with the kids, wondering what we should do with our day in between the activities and things we have planned. And I will think of, what kind of intentions have I set for the coming months and the year? Is there something that I can do with the kids right now that would bring us closer to bringing those visions to fruition? And making this vision board with my husband was such a powerful way to get in alignment with those things. Like, we had the conversation, like, is this something we really want? We started out making this vision board with a stack of actually these exact magazines we made this vision board with, hence all the home images, Better Homes and Gardens and Southern Living and all that, which worked out really well for us. But we started out with all these magazines, and individually we were sitting next to each other and flipping through and just tearing out pages, not even cutting the images at first, just tearing out pages. And as we were tearing out images, and sometimes we would share what we were tearing out if we felt really excited about it, like, oh, look at this. And like my husband might be like, nah, I don't like that. And I'd be like, really? You don't like that? And then we talk about it. Like, how come I like this? You don't like it? Like, what is it? Sometimes we would find out that there was some type of perceived financial limitation, for instance, or perceived worthiness, perception of our own value that was keeping one of us from putting it on the board. And so there were some opportunities where we got to talk through that. Like, you really think that we can't save the money to have this, or we can't focus our energy on some project that will open us up to receiving what we need to make this happen for our kids? So there were so many good conversations that came out of this. And yeah, there were one or two challenging conversations that really opened up some gates for us that we didn't even really know were closed. So whether you're doing this by yourself or with somebody else, it's going to do those things. It's going to bring that conversation in if you're open to it. So this is just one example of what a vision board can look like. I have seen some vision boards that just blow me away. I mean, I love vision boards, but I am no expert, and I'm a creative person, but I'm not super artistically inclined. So just take this one with a grain of salt. It's just an example. They can look like so many things. I've seen people make categories of like the wheel of life, like fitness, nutrition, finances, relationships, and kind of outline categories on the borders of the board and kind of make almost like a graph type of deal, so that it's more clear what categories of life you're working towards on the board. You can do whatever you want, just like use your imagination, and it's fun. Like, it's supposed to be an adventure. So I highly encourage you to go into this with that kind of mentality, as opposed to like, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna manifest some stuff. Like, you can do that, but why would you when you could just have fun with it? Like, have fun with it, make it an adventure, an exploration, a conversation, and yeah, just dive in. And so with that being said, now that you know a little bit how I approach vision boarding, I'm going to lead you through about a 5-minute mindfulness meditation so that you can go ahead and start your vision boarding journey. Whether you need to pause this video and go grab some magazines or index cards or a journal to make your vision board happen, or you want to just come back to this later, or you want to just do this meditation. You don't need to sit down and do your vision board after this meditation. It was designed to just give you a little bit of a framework to start exploring your intentions and values and what you're here for in this life. Okay, so I am going to invite you now to join me in this 5-minute mindfulness meditation, which is designed to simply allow us to relax and come into the present moment and honor what is here right with us right now, without trying to change how we're feeling or wish that we were feeling any differently. This meditation is all about being with what's here right now in this present moment. So I invite you now to close your eyes and do a quick body scan. You might notice you're in a position that isn't the most comfortable, so please do shift that. Take the opportunity now to move your shoulders, adjust your posture, move your legs or feet, and get into a position that you're going to feel comfortable in for the next 4 or 5 minutes. Tune into your breath now. I invite you to, when you inhale, breathe in through your nose. And as you exhale, breathe out through your mouth. We don't need to force this breath. Just breathe naturally in through your nose, out through your mouth. Using your breath as an anchor in this moment, helping us tune in to the right here, right now. I invite you to notice as you breathe the sensation of breath entering your being, your body. Simply notice what that feels like. Notice how it feels to exhale. What is that sensation of air moving through your mouth, your nose? The sensation of your cells, your body receiving oxygen, releasing CO2. This is simply an opportunity to be with this experience of breathing, receiving life through air and giving it back, receiving and giving it back. You may notice certain parts of your body expanding and contracting with each breath cycle. And simply notice what's here for you. You may notice feelings associated with breathing as you become more tuned in to this process that's happening all the time for us. As we get deeper into awareness, sometimes we come across feelings and emotions we didn't really know were there before. And this is an opportunity to greet those feelings and emotions. Simply recognize that they're there. We are not attempting to change them in this moment, just noticing. You may experience thoughts, stories about what you're doing right now or what you were doing before, maybe about your day ahead. And just notice those are there, and using your breath again as an anchor, bring yourself back to this moment right here. This is a gentle practice, one that brings attention to us being human in these bodies. It's experiencing this life, living beings, having a life experience. We're going to spend about 30 more seconds here in this place of noticing and awareness. you find your mind wandering a lot during this meditation, you can even use your mind to help you recenter by counting your breaths. 1, exhale. 2, inhale. 1, exhale. 2, inhale. And you could continue on like that until you may notice you're not even counting anymore and you have arrived. As we conclude this meditation, I invite you now to offer yourself some gratitude right here in this moment for showing up for not only yourself, but your family and your community, locally and worldwide. As we practice more coming into ourselves and practice more aligning with what's real and valuable to us, we are inviting everyone in our lives to do the same. Thank you so much for joining me today in this video about vision boarding. I hope that this video has been valuable to you. It has been such a joy to make this video, and I'm so looking forward to hopefully more videos about meditation and vision boarding with you. Please do share your experience with vision boarding in the comment section. Email me your vision board. I would love to see it. My email you can find in the notes below. Have an awesome day ahead. Peace be with you.